What's up, YouTube? Matt with Chrome Donkey here. Hey, listen, I wanted to do a real quick nighttime video. So this is shot with the iPhone Pro Max 12 or iPhone 12 Pro Max, however you guys want to say it. But the reason I'm shooting this real quick video, and hopefully this will be a real quick one, I wanted to show you guys the light performance of the KC Flex series that I installed on the Gladiator. I just realized that I installed these lights, and you know, I've shown you guys plenty of pics and whatnot on my Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you head on over. It's same thing, Chrome Donkey over on Instagram. And I've shared plenty of pics of the Flex setup that I've got going on in the front bumper of this Gladiator. But effectively, I've got one 10-inch old school Flex light bar, if you will, because they've come out with a new generation. They call them like the Flex ERA3, if you will. They're like a upside down triangle. And the 10-inch Flex bar plus 2 of those new ERA3 Flex lights, they've all had their accent rings custom powder coated red to match the Jeep, because one of the things I'll let you guys know is if you order their accent rings in colors, at least the red, obviously I can't speak for any of the other colors, but the red comes in like the, you know, anodized red. It's like a dull, dark red, and you know, my Gladiator is the Firecracker Red, so it's super bright. So anyway, it just didn't look right, so I had them custom powder coated. So anyway, that's not the purpose of the video. So what I want to do is, after we go through this stop sign, I want to show you guys the performance real quick while we've got a stretch of road where I won't blind anybody, because these things are incredibly bright. And keep in mind, I've got them wired to one auxiliary switch together because I didn't really see a need in doing a single 10-inch bar and then 2 more, you know, accent ERA3 lights separately. So I've got them all wired to my auxiliary switch 2 on my switch panel. This is a Rubicon, so I've got the 4 switch panel. So what I want to do is I want to show you the difference between low beam, high beam, plus the lights, and then low beam with the lights, and just kind of show you. So right now, obviously, we're rocking low beam. So here's high beam, all right? So if you saw that, you can see what that's putting out. I'm trying to do it in case any cars are coming. You guys don't want to blind anybody and have them cause an accident or anything. So maybe you saw that. I mean, high beam obviously works, and until you know any better, high beam is plenty bright, right? Okay, now that's low beam now. So what I'm gonna do here in a second when we get on a straightaway, I'm gonna kick on these KCs. All right, so check this out. This is low beam. Oh, this car coming, can't do it yet. All right, so low beam and KCs. Low beam, car. Don't want to do it in turn, because I'm telling you, these things are super bright. Camera probably doesn't do it justice, but those are KCs, low beam KCs. So to give you some idea, so that's low beam headlights. I'm going to turn these off. There's KCs. So those are KC lights only with no headlights. And there's low beams with no KCs. So obviously they do a really good job. Now granted, you know, this isn't the Pro 6 light bar with 8, you know, Pro 6 gravity KCs that one of these days I hope I'm able to get on this Jeep. But I will tell you, these little Flex lights do really well in the front bumper. And any of those of you who are rocking the Smittybilt XRC bumper, like I've got the XRC Smittybilt front bumper with tabs everywhere for lights. So I almost think Smittybilt went over the top with trying to give their customers options for aftermarket accessories, because they've got tabs up, they've got tabs down, they've got holes in the bumper, and you know, it's great if you want to install accessories. They give you a ton of mounting options, but you know, what if you don't want to install accessories in all those holes, right? So then you're just left with a bunch of holes in your bumper, and that's exactly what I'm dealing with. So I tried to come up with a clever way to actually fill some of those while also providing some good, you know, off-road lighting. And this is what I came up with, the KC setup with the Flex up front. Probably what I'll do is the Pro 6 light bar at some point, you know, to give a little bit more, especially on the peripheral side of things, because these are just mounted on the front bumper, and generally these are the spotlight pattern. So I didn't do any of the driving mix on the 10-inch bar, but the ERA 3s are the combo pattern. So the 10-inch light bar is spotlight only, and the ERA 3s are the combo pattern. So it gives you a little bit on the peripheral side of things to kind of light up the side of the trail, but really not that much. So I'm gonna have to do something to give me a little bit of side light, so especially when I'm off-road and it's dark, I'm able to see the trail. So anyway, real quick video back at home now, so I'm gonna cut this one short. If you haven't already, make sure to like, you know, if you found this useful, if you're kind of looking at going with the Flex series lights, I definitely recommend them. I've got nothing but good things to say about them. I love the aesthetic, I love the look, I love the accent rings. But make sure you subscribe to the channel because we got more content coming. All right, guys, here's what the KC Flex looks like on the front of the bumper, just like we were looking at from in-cab at night. So this is the 10-inch LED bar that I've got. So you can see there's 5 of these lights all in series. If we look at the back of them, you can see that they've got a power and a ground that you can connect really at any point. You can see over there on the other side, depending on how you want to orient your wires, you could connect the leads on either side. Comes with some mounting brackets. So like I was joking about in the previous video, you can see all the tabs, right? So there's a tab under here, there's a hole here, there's a hole here, same thing over here in the matching underside tab. Then you come down here and there's actually 2 holes. There's one and this one that I use for the other Flex series. So again, Smittybilt almost went over the top with so many options to mount lights, but definitely wanted to fill some of those up. And I'll tell you why I went with this LED Flex bar is because I have the Trailcam on the Gladiator. So there for a minute, I was thinking about doing some nice Baja Designs, maybe LP4s, LP6s up there, which would definitely look good, but it would basically render that Trailcam useless. So I decided against that approach and really love the look of the Flex series with these accent rings. So I'm gonna show you here in a second what they look like when you order the color, but this is the powder coated color. So it's designed to, you know, match with the Jeep obviously a lot better. And then here are the ERA 3s. So like I was saying last night, these are all spot. So the 10-inch bar is all spot patterns. You can see they're just nice clear lenses. And on the Flex ERA 3s, you've got 2 spots here at the bottom, and then the 2 top are for the driving, so the daytime combo. And that's designed to scatter the light a little bit to give you some more peripherals, you know, on the trail. You know, they do really good. So everything that we saw in the footage was these 3 lights combined. So I really like the look of them. The other thing that I will show you real quick, you'll bear with me, is I want to show you what they look like when the ignition is on run. So the Flex ERA 3s have a really cool amber backlight. So you can see that they've just kind of got that amber illumination. I kind of wish the 10-inch bar had something like that, but there's really just not any real estate inside the housing to have a little accent light. But these look really cool. You know, you've got the amber light that, you know, I personally have wired in, so every time the vehicle is on, you know, they're running. You could technically wire them into your parking lights if you wanted, so they came on with your parking lights, but I found a fuse that would basically be active every time the vehicle is on. You'll also notice that my Smittybilt actually has an LED accent ring around it, and those are all wired together. So I really love the look of it. I think it looks really nice. So what am I gonna do next as far as lighting? Definitely wanna do the Pro 6 light bar up here, and that will come in due time. Not gonna mess with it right now. I really was thinking about putting those Flex ERA3s, you know, right here on the A-pillar, but I will tell you, and a lot of people have said they've got different experiences. Look how short the wire is before you get to the plug. I mean, the plug is right there and you can see my finger, right? So we're talking like maybe 2 inches before you reach the actual plug. So the problem was there was literally no way to hide that wire behind the cowl, because they just didn't leave enough real estate. Now, I've heard from some other people though that got the Flex, apparently the later builds of those, they fixed that, and they've got a wire that's more like 6 or 8 inches before the plug. So who knows, maybe I got the beta versions of these ERA3s, but I really do love them. I think they look good. So I told you I'd show you the other rings. So check this out. So this is what you get. And let me bring them out here so I can compare. So if you order the accent rings directly from KC, I don't know if it's going to be detectable in this video as far as the colors, but it's an anodized red. It's not, you know, a powder coated red. And in person, these are a huge difference. You know, I don't know if the video is going to do it justice, but one of them almost looks maroon, like a, I won't say crimson, it's like a maroon color, almost like a purplish red. Whereas the powder coated ones that I've got are obviously, you know, red. They're designed to match the Jeep red, more like a Firecracker Red. So maybe there you can tell. So yeah, I decided not even to use those. And again, a lot of people won't care. I mean, it'll be red enough to blend if they have a red Jeep. But for me, that's just that's kind of a miss, because I mean, if you're doing red accent rings to match your Jeep, I don't know anybody who has a Jeep that's red anodized. I mean, it's Firecracker Red, it's something like that typically. And so yeah, so I decided not to use those at all and just had them powder coated. So that's it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for more content. You know, if you found this useful, if you're kind of on the fence about what to do with your bumper and you're looking at KC, I've got nothing but good things to say about the Flex so far. And you know, I know the old school light bar, like the 10-inch across the top, I know there's been some mixed reviews on something like Amazon about, you know, people talking about the lights burning out, water getting in the lenses. You know, knock on wood, I haven't had any of that happen yet. They've been rock solid. They don't draw a lot of current, which is great. That's why I've got them all tied in together. And I do love the backlit on the new ERA3s. So, you know, again, looks really good. And in the old school series, another thing I like about them is the old school series like this, you don't actually have to get the bar. You can buy just the individual lights. So you can literally buy a single pod. So if you're looking to maybe mount some on a bed rack, which I might do once I get my rack installed, you can buy a single, you can buy a pair, you can buy a second pair and actually stack them and make like a small 4-light grid. So yeah, so there's a lot of versatility and modularity with these. So once again, thanks for stopping by the channel. I really do appreciate it, guys. Leave me some comments, you know, let me know what you guys think. Happy to hear from y'all, and you know, let me know what you'd like to see on the Jeep and I'll do a video of it. But anyway, stay safe, stay healthy, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned.